This video is showing you how to set up and use Slider Jack. And part of the preparation of getting ready to set up your slider is making sure your images are optimized. So I have a little simple software, and I'm going to edit the size. The ideal size for the slider images is 960 by 360. Resize, okay, and it's going to be too high, so I'm going to need to crop this image to make it the right height. Okay, and we will save this. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to minimize the image file size, not the size, the overall size of the image itself, but the more pixels there are, the bigger the file size, the slower the page loads. So we'll now go and find an online image file resizer. The image file resizer that I seem to be using more lately is tinypng.com, and you just select the images you have to use, drag them and drop them here in this little box, and it will just automatically resize the image file. Doesn't change the dimensions of the photo. And here it's telling me it saved me 72% on the first image, so it's made it 72% smaller. Started off at 745 kilobits, and it's now 206 kilobits. That's quite a savings. And I can download all of them, download them one at a time, or save them to my Dropbox. So I will download these, and the images are tinified, and there they go. So now we go to our media library, and I'll upload the images that I have just resized. So here we are, the media library. I'm just going to select all of these and drag them and drop them into the media library. Okay, so my images are all uploaded, ready for me to use. There's one more thing to do before we start the slider. So we can also add forms that will come in with the slider. So your ThemeJack Biz, come across to the right and down to forms, and give your form a name, add a module, contact form, and then you choose whether you want Form Wizard, which is built in, or Form HTML code, which you would use if you have an external autoresponder, etc. So give it a name and your welcome email address and the subject of your email and your welcome email message, and you can edit as much information down here as you wish. If you want to display the CAPTCHA, there is a video that goes through how to set all this up in integration. Okay, so when you're finished, save and add the form. So your new form is now in the list of forms. So now we will go to a page that we want to add this slider to. And I will choose a page that's already set up. To add Slider Jack, you come down to the bottom here, and here's all these blue tabs for various functions, and you click on Add Full Section. Let's move this right up to the top. And I'm going to go straight to the module, and I'm adding Slider Jack. Okay, the module name is Slider Jack. If you want to autoplay the sliders, you select yes. If you want it manual, you select no. You can select the interval of the sliders, if you want the slider to stop moving when somebody hovers their mouse over it, select yes. Now, there are lots of really fun ways that you can have the slider transition. So I'm going to do a vertical flip and caption transition. So if you want something to go across the screen, you decide which way you want it to go. And we will now go ahead and add a slide. So here's where we use the images that we already optimized the size, heading setting, and here is the input heading font size in pixels. You set it whatever size you want and select the color for the title, and you want the font bold. If you have anything that you want to put on the image, if you want any information on the image, say you're listing services. So let's grab our image and we'll start with this one and set that as the background. If you want to add alternate text, caption font size, you can add a little overlay that the caption will slide in on. So we'll just do nice soft color and the caption color and the orientation. Now if we want to use a form, we can go ahead here and select form and select from one of the 3 contact forms I had. Okay, and we'll go ahead and save this, and I'll add another slide and we'll leave that as is, and button, we'll add the image, set that as the background. If you want to give it an alternative text, caption font size, the overlay color, the caption color, and you can come back and edit any of this anytime. Okay, and save. Select the image, font size 36, and save. Okay, so you can add as many banner images as you want, and we're going to stop at 3. So remember to save, update, and preview changes. Okay, so here we are on our slider. Now, obviously the things that you add here will be determined by what the images are. So that's how you set up SliderJack.